Every shop should have at least one chunk of wax that's not in your ear. Personally, I prefer beeswax because paraffin can be a little squeaky in some applications, like for lubricating drawer runners. But I don't just use beeswax in my drawers. Here are 19 more uses for the workshop. Wax can make nails easier to drive without bending over, and screws easier to drive without stripping. You can put it on the threads of a stubborn nut or bolt. You can even melt it on a rusted nut to help break it free. Rub a little bit on the bottom of a hand plane or on table saw runners for smoother operation. Rub it on the side of a handsaw to reduce binding in the cut, and on the teeth to keep them sharp longer. Over a little heat, combine equal parts beeswax, turpentine, and linseed oil for a wood finish. Leave the linseed oil out of the recipe, and you've got a paste wax to protect metal tools. Add a little wax to mineral oil, microwave, and apply it to your wood cutting boards every once in a while. Rub beeswax all over cloth, canvas, or leather and heat it with a hairdryer. Instant waterproofing. Beeswax is also a natural air purifier, though I'm not sure how that works. Take a piece of string and run it over a block of wax, then wrap it around and tie off the end of a rope to keep it from fraying. Wax your threads before sewing leather or flossing your teeth. Rub some softened beeswax on copper or bronze hardware to prevent oxidation. Rub some beeswax on a cut or scrape to reduce pain and inflammation. This works best if you chase it with a couple Tylenol. Beeswax is used all the time in blacksmithing and basketry, but I don't know how. Use beeswax to clean the adhesive buildup off the iron you use to apply edge banding. Guess what mustache might conditions with beeswax? But if you mix it with palm oil, you have a natural hair remover. Wax your wires before pulling a new circuit through a wall. Melt it over dryer lint in the cups of an old egg carton to make fire starters for a wood stove. This also works with belly button lint. And finally, beeswax makes it easier to pluck feathers from your shop chicken. I keep a chunk of beeswax in my apron pocket and I use it all the time. But a little bit goes a long way. A chunk this size will last you for years. If you need one, I'll put a link below this video to where I got mine. Now check this out. I've been a big fan of Milescraft for years because I think they just make clever tools but still at affordable prices. And this Joint Master is a great example. It's a doweling jig, but it really stood out to me for its high quality and the number of useful features that they pack into it for your money. First, the body is all metal. I didn't expect that at this price point. That's important though, because less flex means fewer misaligned holes. I was also surprised to find that it included in the box 3 hardened steel drill blocks for 3 different dowel sizes. So you have from a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter all the way up to 3/8 or 10 millimeter. So this jig is going to grow with you in your projects. Unlike many jigs, this one lets you adjust the positions of the dowels so you can either center them on the edge or end of a workpiece or do multiple rows for stronger joints. And this works on workpieces from as thin as a 1/2 inch to as thick as 3 inches. They even thought to include spacers that match common wood thicknesses so you can quickly and accurately center the holes. And there's built-in stops for faster alignment near the ends and edges of workpieces. Another clever feature is the indexing slots. That makes it possible to do dowel holes in the center of a panel, but still align them with the mating holes on the edge of a workpiece. If you remove the clamping mechanism on the main body, this can be clamped to just about anything. That's great for repairs or tricky applications, making it really versatile, and it's another reason why I think this jig just gives you a lot of bang for your buck. But the real test for me was to do a double row joint, because it takes an accurate jig to get all of those pins to align perfectly so the joint will slide together. I've never done this with a jig in this price range before. I really think every shop should have some sort of doweling jig. If done properly, dowel joinery is strong and reliable, and it's also pretty fast and easy. This jig does it properly, and it does it for a surprisingly affordable price. Actually, I'm always surprised when I see the things that a company that's as small as Milescraft can do, but this is a great example. You really should check it out at the link below, and let me know what you think.